All right, class. My name is Alex Rodway, and I'm here to talk to you about my sponsorship proposal for a snowboarding big air event. And the benefits of sponsoring an event like this is that it's going to be a diverse and alternative form of sports marketing. So if we look at normal sports, as in football, baseball, soccer, snowboarding, and skiing, being in action sports, is a different and kind of an exciting alternative. So if you're a brand that's looking to associate with action sports or even just winter sports in general, this could be a great opportunity for you, as it's going to be a local and national event. There's going to be live coverage, social media, television, as well as tickets sold and merchandise at the stadium. So it might be kind of an interesting opportunity there, especially when we talk about cross sports marketing. So for this, we're actually going to be putting the event in Yankee Stadium, which is a baseball stadium in New York, and that's going to, reach across different markets, as it's going to attract a lot of Yankee fans, a lot of baseball fans in general. It's going to kind of get them interested in action sports as well as winter sports. So at the stadium, we're going to have branded merchandise, events, sponsorship logos we put on merchandise, as well as banners, as well as entrance, jerseys, everything that you're going to see from this event. It's going to have your brand on it. So if we look here at Yankee Stadium, you can see that this is new Yankee Stadium. Actually, it was built in 2009, I believe, April 16th. It's located in the Bronx, and it holds roughly 50,000 people. Of course, the way that the scaffolding will be set up, it's not going to hold a total of 50,000 people. Rough estimates are about 30,000 people. But the main focus here is going to be on live media, live streaming, and of course 30,000 people is still quite a bit of people. So moving on, if we were to look at the New York metro area, it's home to 23 million people, and the New York City alone is home to about 8.5 million people. And New York is one of the largest cities in America, so filling that stadium is going to really be no problem at all. And our target market for this is going to be young adults, 18 to 35, millennials, people that are interested in outdoors, adventures, concerts even, goal-driven, just kind of interested in alternative forms of entertainment. And of course, as we know, New York is home to many different types of entertainment. So here's the package specifics. And what you see there is a picture of the scaffolding jump that was built in the Red Sox stadium just last year. And the event that is going to be put on in New York is going to be very similar to this, in that it is a World Cup event. So big air events are just stops along the overall world tour. So the event itself is much more than just one single event. I think there's 10 or 12 events over the course of the year, and that determines overall standings, much like a football team trying to make the playoffs. Riders are trying to win the overall cup. So here we see a logo of the Big Air event. There you can see it says Yankee Stadium, and of course your brand will be put just above that, and that's going to go on jerseys, merchandise, banners on the, if we look at it here, we see banners over the finish gate there, and there you can also see some of the other sponsors in the FIS World Cup event. Here you're going to see the brand will be on the sides of the jumps. You can see it down here on the sides, as well as the in-run, and even up here at the top. So any coverage of a rider doing anything at this event, your logo is going to be blasted all over it. Any photo shared on social media, live streaming, anything like that, it's going to be a big promotional push for whatever brand is put up there. And of course, New York has some of the greatest media in the world. We're talking about New York Times being one of the most read newspapers in the world, the Wall Street Journal, the Huffington Post, ESPN, highlights, coverage, before and after interviews. The Yes Network will, of course, cover it, which is the Yankees' personal network, much like the Red Sox have NESN, Fox Sports, local news, NBC Sports, the New York Post, even potential for comedy shows to talk about it. Not guaranteed, but being in New York, there's a great opportunity for that. And of course, social media, which is today a huge media outlet, and of course will be a large part of getting exposure for this event. Now, when we talk about exposure, we must talk about pre-event exposure, and your brand is going to have exposure before the event, during the event, and after the event. Some of the pre-stuff is going to be pre-event interviews, and here you can see on the right is a picture of Olympic gold medalist in slopestyle snowboarding Sage Katzenberg promoting the Fenway Big Air by throwing the first pitch. And this is a part of a pre-event marketing ploy that Fenway did in order to promote the Big Air before it happened. And of course, during the event, there'll be live streaming and social media and all kinds of coverage. And then it's important to look at post-event exposure, because sometimes post-event exposure can be even greater than pre or during the event. So if we're looking at this event, we're talking about a World Cup event, talking about some of the best riders in the world, chasing the cup, chasing the overall standings. And what that means is that there's going to be potential for something extravagant to happen. Let's say somebody lands a new trick that they've never done before, and in the action sports world, that's going to be a big deal, and that video is going to go viral. That's going to go on the internet, and there's a lot of potential for something like that to happen, especially in a new sport like snowboarding and skiing freestyle side. It's a relatively new sport. New tricks are being made, new tricks are being landed all the time, and a lot of times people are doing them at events like this, a big air event with a lot of people watching. So the riding's really going to be lifted and elevated, and that makes for a really great post-event exposure on YouTube, on Vimeo, on blogs, and all kinds of things like that. So the opportunity is really great here, especially if you're looking for an easy way into Yankee Stadium without having to pay regular season prices. This is a one-time big exposure type event. If you're looking to get your brand associated with an alternative form of marketing and a new form of event. So let's say you're Under Armour and you make technical layers, and a majority of your business has been with baseball and traditional sports like that, and maybe you haven't thought of action sports, but this would be a really great opportunity to take your existing fans that are aware of baseball and transfer it over into snowboarding and say, okay, we can do this. This is another use of our product. So if you're a brand like that, it'd be a great opportunity for you. And like we said in the beginning here, it's a unique and alternative form of marketing as opposed to a concert or sporting event like that. It's new and exciting. It's going to get those millions of people in the New York area talking about it and watching it and attending the event and buying the merchandise. And this is an event that's going to be very well documented, and over time you're gonna have pictures of it and videos from it, talking about the World Cup standings, talking about riders landing new tricks, your logo, any photo, any video from that, your logo is going to be on it, and it's going to be worn by some of the best athletes in the world, and that is a easy buy if you ask me. So that's my sports marketing pitch, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.